On today's show, our favorite sign of summer. Catch them while you can. We shared the story behind fireflies. School's in session as conservation officers in training prepare for life in the line of duty.
Three-step process.
We help you get started skiing during Minnesota's hot summer months.
Minnesota Bound, presented by Connecticut Water Treatment Systems.
Hey everybody, Laura, Millie, and I welcome you to today's episode.
This first story reminds me of my childhood. When dusk settles in, little lights start blinking around.
Yeah, as Ron Scherer reports, when the sun sets, a tiny beetle puts on quite a big light show.
Of all the signs of summer, blinking lights, flying on unseen wings, may be the most fascinating of them all. Watch closely. At dusk, quick as a blink, they'll appear.
I got it. Isn't there two in there?
Go, see if you can get 10.
It's the firefly. Often called lightning bugs or glowworms, the firefly is actually a flying beetle that usually appears in dark woods or marshy areas, and sometimes in your own backyard.
Good luck, boys.
Let's go. Oh, I grabbed him!
For a guaranteed firefly sighting in the Twin Cities, head to the Minnesota Arboretum.
Right behind me is the iris pond, so about 10 o'clock, it will just be lit up with fireflies.
You can walk up to the farm of the Arb, which is about a mile walk, but it's gorgeous and you'll really enjoy it.
They are nocturnal, so they'll come out right about dusk. Right now with the sunset, we'll start seeing them a little bit after 9 o'clock.
The firefly light can be yellow, green, or orange. No matter the color, fireflies are a favorite.
I love the firefly because they just bring so much joy, and that is something that makes me really happy. You go back to your childhood and stories that you hear about fireflies, and just their mystical kind of blinking on, blinking off is just really enchanting. They live on every continent except Antarctica. And so they really thrive where they have a good water source, nice warm temperatures in the summer.
With each blink, the firefly is actually talking to potential mates. The male firefly's idea of courtship is to fly near the ground, flashing his light every 6 seconds. How romantic. Since most female fireflies can't fly, she answers his flashes by turning on her lights so he can find her. Sometimes it works, and sometimes...
No, close it, close it, close it. Wait, I got him on the cover. No, close it, close it, close it.
The mating game is interrupted by curious youngsters. Other potential predators leave the fireflies alone, having learned the beetle's light is a signal its blood is toxic. It's nice to know fireflies aren't an endangered species. However, in recent years, fewer firefly displays have been seen.
Fireflies are beetles, and so they could be impacted by someone trying to spray to get rid of other insects in their yard. numbers are said to be decreasing.
Increasing use of pesticides and loss of habitat have likely impacted the population, as has light pollution. For fireflies, light pollution interferes with their attempts to signal each other. Alas, the lifespan of a firefly is only 3 to 4 weeks. First, they're here. Then the fireflies, like a Minnesota summer, fade away way too soon. Those blinking lights go dark, and those magical summer nights are over.
Minnesota Bound is brought to you by Connecticut Water Treatment Systems, Coors Light, Ice Castle Fish House and RV, and by White Bear Lake Superstore.
Our next story takes Travis Frank north to Camp Ripley, a place where conservation officers learn how to protect our state's natural resources.
Minnesota's woods and waters support more than 500,000 hunters and 1 million anglers every year. Our state's conservation officers strive to protect our natural resources and those that use them. Their journey begins here.
Today we are at Camp Ripley, which is just outside of Little Falls, Minnesota. We are in the process of the Academy 21 DNR Enforcement Division for our new cadets that will be starting out in field training.
Today, a new fleet of officers prepare for life in the line of duty. Felicia Zaneta hopes to be her family's third conservation officer.
I've always wanted to be a game warden ever since I was a little kid.
Felicia's inspiration came from watching her father and her grandfather serve.
I feel pretty good. It's kind of exciting to have Felicia become a conservation officer since she will be third generation.
My grandpa was a game warden starting in 1949, and he was a game warden for 39 years. And growing up, just listening to the stories that he and my dad, who's a current game warden, have told, I knew that it was always something that I was interested in.
After completing peace officer training, cadets begin Minnesota's 16-week-long Conservation Officer Academy.
Repeating ban and use of practice.
Each week is different. We base each of our weeks on different topics. So 1 week would be sport fishing enforcement. 1 week would be game enforcement. We have our defensive tactics training, emergency vehicle operations training. All those different types of training are going on during those 16 weeks.
These students gain knowledge in the classroom and through real-life civilian training scenarios.
And now it looks like it's sitting right.
For as rough as these look up close, you think no one's gonna think this is a real deer. But you get back 50 yards, it looks pretty good.
DNR officers use creative tactics to catch poachers in the act.
Decoys, whether they're deer decoys or pheasant decoys, turkey decoys, are tools that we use to address specific complaint-driven violations. So that might be common ones are trespass, shoot from the road, shining complaints.
Plus, cadets must perform routine traffic stops.
They can't hurt you if they can't protect you, right?
State Game Warden, my name's Officer Zeta. What's your name?
I'm Phil.
Phil, would you mind making sure that action's open for me? Making sure that looks safe? Yep, and then hand that to me right there. That one that's in there. Yep, I'll take that, and then if you just put the butt outside the window, I'm gonna take that from you. Did you get your hunting license on you today?
I do.
I'll take a look at that real quick. What are you going for today?
Deer hunt.
Felicia's love for the outdoors has prepared her for this moment.
I've always been a very avid fisherman, and I've always done a lot of deer hunting, and so being able to incorporate what I love to do on my off time with my work time is just like a dream come true.
A dream that's finally a reality. Felicia Zaneta passed her final test. Just like the dedicated officers, that came before her.
So I think just a combination of loving the outdoors and being able to help people is kind of a natural for her.
People can learn so much from us. We can learn so much from other people. But then we're going to get right out in the field, which we are all very, very excited for.
Minnesota's natural resources remain in good hands, thanks to conservation officers on a mission to protect our wild places.
Still ahead, we go back in time as Laura and her father tackle a western river. But first, Laura helps you get started roller skiing.
Closed captioning provided by Star Bank.
Roller skiing grew to popularity in the 1950s as a way for cross-country skiers to stay in ski shape during the summer months. If you ever wanted to give it a try, we're going to show you how to get started. Follow me.
Hi, welcome Lauren, welcome to Pioneer Midwest.
Thanks for having us. Hi Jeremy. Well, I'm excited to learn how to do some roller skiing today. Why roller skiing?
I mean, this is a kind of an exciting transition to go from cross-country skiing in the winter to summer, and it's a way to cross-train, keep that fitness as you get in through the into the winter. I mean, really the most important piece is going to be the roller skis. These are going to be specific to summer training. So you got two different kinds here. There's going to be skate skis here and classic skis. The big difference between the two is skate skis are going to have bigger wheels, wider wheels, more like inline skates. And then classic skis, they're going to have shorter wheels that are a little bit fatter. But most importantly, there's going to be a ratchet to it. So on these ones, there's going to be on the back. I can roll the wheel backwards, but not push it forwards. And that all allows you to get that back and forth style kick that you see in classic skiing. Then the other equipment, so the poles and the boots, it's kind of, you can use during both winter and summer.
What type of safety equipment do you need, especially if you're a beginner?
Yeah, so the most important thing, helmet. By far the most important thing, protect your head. But besides that, gloves are good also to protect your hands, but also to prevent blisters from building up over time. You get some callus that can build up from the wear on the poles.
I say we grab the equipment and hit the road, head to a trail.
Perfect. Laura, welcome to Three Rivers Park District.
Awesome. This is Elm Creek, right?
This is Elm Creek, yeah.
Beautiful. So is this where we're going to take our lessons today?
Yep, this is where we're going to do our lessons. Nice flat terrain with pretty good pavement.
So I'm guessing that's the place to start, is flat ground.
Well, I was hoping to send you down the hill over there, but I think that, yes, I think that going on the flat surface is definitely the way to start.
Where would you suggest you really learn? Should you only go to park trail systems? Should you be on the streets?
I mean, for learning, I think that starting at a park district, avoiding cars is good.
Okay, I'm ready to gear up.
Okay, let's do it.
Helmet before skis.
And I'll have you put them on the grass. It's going to be a little bit more stable. Your skis are really not going to roll on the grass. Right hand there with both poles.
Okay.
And then you can do 1 foot at a time. And then next foot. Can teach you how to stop first. Get onto the pavement and just doing a double pole and then rolling into the grass. That's the easiest way to start learning how to ski is by double poling. Double poling, you don't really have to worry about your legs. As long as they're pointing straight, that's what we care about. And then all you need to work on is the poles. So next part of the drill, just do a few double poles, then it's a step. Just pick up one ski, and then pick up the other ski. There you go. And so for the skating motion, it's going to be a 3-step process. It'll be pole, step, step. And then now, step, step, pole. Step, step, pole.
Well, thank you, Jeremy. That was a lot of fun.
Yeah, it was a great day.
Well, I still have a little bit left to learn here before I'm an expert, but I'm going to keep on working at it.
I think another week or two, you're going to be fine.
All right, well, if you want to learn how to get into ski shape during the summer months, give roller skiing a try at Pioneer Midwest. You want to keep going?
Yeah, let's do it.
Minnesota Bound is brought to you by Midwest Exteriors MN, Voyager Lodge and Houseboats, and by Totem Resorts, the premier destination for world-class fishing.
Today's Minnesota Bound Classic takes Laura and her father Ron way west to chase wild trout. I think the trip happened in about 1998.
Let's get his nose in. Perfect.
Pretty big. Oh, there he goes. He's right by my feet.
Whoops, a trout slips away here on Montana's Bighorn River. No problem, simply catch another.
Nice one, Laura.
Repeat this scenario 80,000 times, that's how many anglers come every year to fish the Bighorn, and you begin to understand the picture.
You know, while fly fishing has always been an icon of the West, the sport took a big jump in popularity with Robert Redford's film, A River Runs Through It. After watching it, everybody wanted to be a fly fisherman.
And lots of them headed for the Bighorn. Why? Well, it might just be the best trout fishing stream in America, with a backdrop of the Bighorn Mountains. And as western as the West can be. In other words, the Bighorn is no secret.
We've got an average of 4,000 fish per mile, and that's in a 10-mile stretch. So that's 40,000 fish in a 10-mile stretch of the river.
As a precaution against overfishing, the Bighorn's trout populations are closely monitored by state fish biologists.
It's probably one of the densest trout populations you'll find any place in the United States as far as a trout stream, and it's all wild fish. Browns probably average somewhere around 16, 17 inches, and the rainbow 18 to 19 inches. Average. The Bighorn's doing great, and right now the fish populations look really good.
Brown and rainbow trout occupy the river's pools and rapids, including the most famous icon along the river, a line of antique car bodies guarding the riverbank.
There's 70-some car bodies along that bank, and they were dumped in here by a farmer back in the 50s to keep his wheat field from eroding away. When it gets real high and the water runs back into the trunks of those cars, you can throw streamers at those cars and pull fish out of them, because it's good protection for them.
Truth is, the Bighorn yields trout from lots of places.
Poor little Brown.
He got bigger all of a sudden, didn't he?
Oh, he didn't. He didn't think he was hooked there for a second. There he is.
Oh, that's a nice little rainbow.
Yeah.
See that pink stripe? Oh, he's rolling up on you. Leave it.
There we go. Perfect. All right. Oh, the dandy rainbow.
As novice fly anglers, my daughter Laura and I wisely chose the fly patterns recommended by Gordy, the guide.
It's not that they're that smart. I mean, in a way they are, but that's all just instinct. I mean, after all, their brain's only about as big as our thumb. But Mother Nature teaches them to key in on whatever is most predominant in the water, so they're not having to eat stuff that's not food. So whatever insect is most predominant, they'll start looking for that size and that color and that shape. You'd be ready. You could sit one right after him, Laura.
But we and the trout had our moments.
I've never had a fish go so crazy. He was way out to the backing. Holy cow, he had all the lines off of my reel.
Got him.
Woo! Holy cow.
He's not that huge. He's just a tough guy.
Sometimes trout were on 2 at a time. Seems everything's big in Big Sky Country. Bighorn River, big trout, and big smiles.
Such fond memories there. That was my first time fly fishing, and it did not disappoint.
Looked like an amazing trip.
It was, it was.
Well, that about does it for us, right, Millie? We all hope to see you back here next week.
And you know what we always say, don't forget to introduce a kid to the great outdoors.
Transportation provided by Premier Transportation. Call 1-800-899-7433.